Hi, I'm Carmen Chammas. I'm your astrologer. Today I will talk about Wednesday, the 25th of March. Today the moon is in Gemini till 10:30 a.m. Universal Time. After that, it moves to Cancer, and thus most of the time, let's say most of the day, the moon will be in Cancer. So this is what I'll be talking about, since I also talked about the moon in Gemini Monday and Tuesday. So in all cases, this should be a very nice day for the water signs, finally, for Cancer, Pisces, also Scorpio. So let's break down this day. Aries, definitely with the moon in Gemini. If you wake up early, you can catch a great, good, very creative, efficient, and very productive time. When the moon moves to Cancer, you become a little bit more emotional, maybe a little bit distracted because some of the priorities are they change. Something comes up and something needs to be adjusted. Maybe it's a phone call, you need to go earlier, leave earlier, or maybe you have to include something in your on your way back, like you have to get something. In all cases, there is nothing wrong with this day. You're just happy and everything should be fine. With Venus near your sign, you can be very happy, very lucky if you were born on the 11th, 12th, 13th of April. Okay. Taurus, this can be a fine day, especially with the moon in when the moon moves to Cancer, things get more active, more productive, and you can see results. Knowing that the sun is not helpful at all from Aries, so basically you need this moon. The energy of the moon of the Cancer moon is super perfect. It would be great time for meetings, for commuting, for exams, for things like that, because your mental, physical energy would be energized. Okay, totally energized. As for Gemini, of course, it is going to be, astrologically speaking, a beautiful, gorgeous day with the moon in your sign. Then it moves to Cancer. Everything is super gorgeous. You are just perfect. Everything's beautiful. Whether it's the moon, whether it's the sun, whether it's Venus, whatever. This is a beautiful day, and you also have the trine from Pluto. So all in all, it should be a beautiful day. You just need to make sure that you don't overspend. So you have to mind your budget. Cancer, of course, you're expecting, waiting for the moon to reach your sign. Finally, it arrives and everything changes. I don't know, something big will be waiting for Cancer, especially people who are really working for that, for something. The moon reaching your sign actually will open the door to opportunities of a high place, high placement, high position. So starting 10:30 a.m. Universal Time, things are actually quite precious. Every single moment, let me tell you, between Wednesday 10:30 a.m. Universal Time and Friday 2:10 p.m. Universal Time is very precious. This is the best timing for you to do something, to launch something, to take the initiative, to rearrange, refix, reshuffle, do whatever you want. Besides, this frame of time is perfect for work, for initiatives, for meetings, for sales, negotiations, things like that. Okay, let's move now to Leo. So Leo, this can be a tricky day because on one side the sun is helping along with Saturn and Neptune and Venus. On the other side, we have the moon in Cancer is not helping and Pluto is opposing. So basically you have to play it safe. This can be a slow day, meaning that things may stall. You may find yourself on the wrong track and you end up missing your schedule, your meetings, missing your plane, things like that. So you really need to be careful. Don't rush. I know that you may be a little bit anxious. You want to rush, but if you rush today, you may actually make more mistakes. Double check first. Take a deep breath. Make sure that you have everything on you: the keys, mobile, charger, papers, things like that, car keys, laptop, whatever you need. And then very slowly make sure before you lock the door or shut the door, and then you drive. Maybe you need to go earlier, to leave earlier, just in case there is something on the road like a jam or maybe, I don't know, whatever. Okay, you need plan B. Let's move now to Virgo. So Virgo, this is going to turn out to be a friendly day. With the moon in Cancer, things actually turn out to be friendlier, more helpful, and quite interesting. You seem to have fun today. I know it was kind of dry and kind of uneventful, or maybe unproductive, or maybe not very friendly on Monday and Tuesday. So Wednesday morning is just the same, but then everything seems to look different. So please don't look for mistakes in others. Don't blame them, because these same people are going to smile for you when the moon reaches Cancer. Imagine that. So everything will change. It's just in your mind, or maybe it's just the quality of time you're moving through. This is your line, you know. You're moving through this line, and this line through certain slots of quality of time. This is how it works. Others are working in different slots of time. So when the moon reaches Cancer, your slot of time changes. These people maybe are still the same, and so they will be not, you will think, oh, what happened, you know. So it's very interesting. So keep up the good smile. As for Libra, if I were you, I would make sure that I wake up early. I will try to wrap things up before 10:30 a.m. Universal Time. Send that email, make that call, and then maybe you have to stay focused. You need to prioritize your day, because the sun opposes your sign, and we also have the Cancer in the 10th house. So basically it's like we're setting in for a very decisive meeting or interview. So it's that kind of stress or anxiety, and maybe there is nothing for you. You did everything, you're just passing through this time. So take it easy and try to have some fun, relax during the day. Don't overwhelm yourself. The quality of time is not that great. Moving now to Scorpio. Scorpio, finally, the moon reaches Cancer. And this is the moment that you're waiting for to make a move, because the moon and Jupiter are in trine with your sign from Cancer. And you also have two trines from Capricorn, also from Mars. So basically, this is a great combination. And we also have the sun in Aries, which is very empowering. We also have Mars in Pisces, which is also totally empowering, you know, and it helps you, you know, it gives you courage and the audacity and the optimism to move forward. So all in all, there is something cooking, and a lot of activity going around, and I think something from far, or maybe someone you haven't heard from in a long time. There is something that will knock on your door. There should be some good news today. As for Sagittarius, so it was tough with the moon opposing your sign from Sagittarius, from Gemini, I know. But then things actually get easier, starting 10:30 a.m. Universal Time, and you will be quite fine. Remember, you have 4 planets and trine with your sign, so you should be okay, more than okay. And I think everything should be quite in harmony with your energy. If there was a mistake in the past 2 days, Monday and Tuesday, I think you have the chance now to make things right. Somehow there is a paper that needs, or a document that needs to be worked on, corrected, or maybe you need to deal with some people where some documents are coming in and coming out. Very lucky if you were born between the 24th and the 27th of November. That's the trine from Saturn and Neptune. Okay, moving now to Capricorn. So Capricorn, the moon actually in the moon in Cancer is not that nice, actually, because the moon in Cancer opposes your sign, and we have also a square from the Sun, Saturn, and Neptune in the 4th house. So probably there can be a discussion, a hot discussion, or a problem that comes up with a family member, so you have to be careful. Or there can be some kind of an activity related to someone you know, or maybe you're dealing with a real estate agent, you're trying to do something about selling or buying. In all cases, please be careful. Don't blame your loved ones. It's just a phase, you know, it will disappear on Friday afternoon. So don't ruin a relationship. And the relationship and the problems that I just mentioned, They may not be only related to your partner, your family members. They may be related also the oppositions, or maybe the discussions, or maybe the, like give and take things. The heavy ones, maybe with your boss, maybe with a colleague, maybe with people in authority. So please be careful. As for Aquarius, so this is going to be a nice day after all. You had great time on Monday and Tuesday, so Wednesday morning is beautiful, and this is how it should continue all day long. Otherwise, you will feel this change of energy starting 10:30 a.m. Universal Time, when everything seems to be kind of more demanding. Even your colleague who was very helpful lately somehow is busy, and too busy for you. So it seems like things get a little bit heavier. But my advice to you is try to maneuver around. Try to be more flexible around with others. Their energy is changing, your energy is changing, and try to wrap things up before the moon leaves Cancer. Because when the moon reaches Leo on Friday to 10 p.m. Universal Time, things actually may get a little bit more complicated, and you don't want that. Okay, Pisces, you are really in for some good, beautiful time. With the moon reaching Cancer at 10:30 a.m. Universal Time, Wednesday, everything seems to smile in your face. Of course, we have Mars in your sign, so this is something that I will mention at the end. Basically, we have Jupiter actually and the moon both in Cancer and trine with your sign. This actually makes or brings a great difference, positive difference. Things actually move after they've been stalling or maybe on hold. Everything seems to to smile to you, and things actually will work out to your favor. You just need to follow up. You just need actually to make things happen, and you can do that. As long as you're moving forward, everything would be perfect. Now, Mars is in your sign, so you really need to be super cautious if you were born between the 8th and the 10th of March. Okay. Wrapping it up with born on the 25th of March, this should be a very interesting year, quite demanding. It can be quite happy. There may be some positive changes around house, home, location, the country where you're living, the apartment where you're living, something, maybe getting married, maybe getting divorced, maybe getting engaged, things like that. But then we also have Saturn and Neptune with you during this whole year, meaning that you have to be more cautious, more careful with your health, detoxing, even detoxing from toxic people, and you need to be careful with that. You also need to pay attention and to actually pamper and love and care for your commitments, whether it's your contract, your job contract, whether it's your relation with the people important to you at school, or maybe social life, or definitely, of course, your commitment to your partner. Things actually may rock you, during this year, unless you're doing the right. You're doing it the right way, meaning you're taking care, you're protecting, and you're making your relations stronger. So basically, wishing you all the best. See you tomorrow. Enjoy. Bye bye.